Alright, so today we're going to be solving equations with rational coefficients. Alright, so we are going to determine the least common denominator of each set of fractions. Okay, so before we start solving equations with irrational numbers that have fractions as the coefficient, determining the least common denominator is going to eliminate our fractions. Okay? Alright, so number one, we have 2/3 and 3/4. What is our least common denominator? If we were to find a common denominator, what would that be? 12. You got it. Does everybody understand 12 is our least common denominator? And you want to try to choose the least one, okay? 24 could work, okay? But 12 will be the least, okay? What about number 2? Look at your denominators. 2, 5, and 3. Which number could they all go into? What would our least common denominator be? It doesn't work? Okay. 30. Good. 2 can go into 30 evenly, 5 can, and 3. Okay? And what about number 3? What is our least common denominator? 8. They both can go into 8, right? Alright, so determining the least common denominator is going to be really important. So we're probably wondering, what is a coefficient? Okay, a coefficient is right here. Okay? It sits right next to your variable. Okay? And what about just regular old numbers? Regular numbers are just called constants. Okay? So our coefficients are the fractions today and decimals. Okay? Not whole numbers. So let's do our first example together. Example number 1, we're going to solve each equation. Okay? They're fractions. We're good? Okay, if we can determine the least common denominator, that will get rid of our fraction. Y'all like that, right? Me too. Alright, so let's look at our denominators. What is our least common denominator for this one? You got it, 6. Okay, so we're going to put parentheses around our entire equation, and we are going to distribute our least common denominator as 6. Okay? What is distributing again? Say that again? Yes. I'm going to distribute notes to the entire class, right? Everybody got notes. So if I distribute this 6, I'm distributing the 6 to everything inside the parentheses. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 6 times 1/3, 6 times 1/2, 6 times 5/6, 6 times 5/2. Okay? And you have a calculator, but I'll show you how to do it by hand. Yes, sir? It's our least common denominator. It will get rid of our fractions. So let's see how to do that. You ready? Alright, so 6 times 1/3, you can totally put in your calculator. But look, if we did 6 times 1/3, okay, there is what? A 1 underneath, right? Very good. So if I can simplify diagonally, right? How can I simplify diagonally? Divide them both by 3, right? Look at that. No more denominator. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, so you're left with what? 2 times x. Okay, so it's 1/3 x. No fraction. Are we good? Put in your calculator. 6 times 1/3. In the parentheses, 1 divided by 3. Control Enter. You should get 2, right? All that is 6 divided by 3, right? Which is 2. Yeah. You see how that least common denominator is being very helpful right here? Okay, let's try it again. 6 times that's a positive 1/2, is what? You can divide them both by 2, right? And you're left with what? 3. The fraction. Okay? Bring down your equal sign. Now we have 6 times 5/6. Well, 6 and 6, what?
5.
Yeah, so you're left with 5 times x. Okay? Let's do it again. 6 times a negative 5/2, so a positive times a negative is negative. Okay? We can simplify, right? 2 divided by 2 is 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 5 is. Are we good? We will do another one together. So now you're back to where we were yesterday and on Friday, right? What do we do now? Which side has most coefficients? The greater coefficients is what side? The right side, 5x. Okay, so let's leave that there. What do we need to do with 2x? How do we combine them? You got it. Do the opposite, which is subtract 2x, subtract 2x. Now we're left with 3 equals, how many x's do we have left? Good. 3x minus 15. Now we're down to a 2-step equation, which is what we reviewed last Thursday, and last year. Keep going. What you got?
Wait, why are we subtracting 2x? Isn't it multiplication 2?
Okay, think of your algebra types. You had to add -2 rectangles, and then there were no more, right? It creates 0, 2x minus 2x is no x's. You want them all on one side, right? Okay, what's our next step? Good. Add what? Good. Add 15 to both sides. Now we're combining our constants, right? So that creates a 0 pair. Now we're left with 3 x's on that side. We're almost done with 1 x. We're getting there. 3 plus 15 is 18. Good. 1-step equation. What's next? Divide by 3. You got it. 3 divided by 3 is 1x. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Final answer. How can we check? You got it. Good. What are we going to put in our calculator? We're going to substitute what for x? 6. You got it. Okay. Let's do example B together. Okay. We have fractions. What can we do? We need a least common denominator. So our denominator here is 4 and 2. What is our least common denominator? 4. 4. You got it. Okay, put the parentheses around your entire equation, and we're going to distribute 4 to everything inside. So we're going to multiply 4 times 3/4, which is what? Yeah, you're just left with 3x. Questions? We're good? All right, let's distribute 4 times -2, which is what? -8. Are we good with that? Okay, bring down your equal sign. 4 times 1/2 x is, divide them both by 2. And you're left with 2. 2 times 1 is 2x. Okay, let's distribute 4 to -4. 4 times -4 is -16. Okay, what's next? Back to where we were yesterday. Let's combine our coefficients, right?
Subtract 2 on both sides.
Good. Subtract 2x on both sides. That creates 0. 0, so we're left with negative 16 on the right. Bring down my equal sign. 3x minus 2x is x minus 8. One step equation. One more step. Good. Add 8. Add 8. That created a 0 pair. Now we have isolated x by itself. 1 positive x equals negative 8. How can we check? Good. Calculator. Substitute negative 8 for x. I want you to try where it says you try on your paper, turn it over to the back. Okay, I want you to try letter A. Okay, and I want you to solve and show your work for letter A with your table. All right, and then we'll go over it. Okay, least common denominator, 6. So we multiplied 6 times 2/3, and what did you get? 4. Good. 2 times 2x is 4x. Okay, and 6 times 1, 6 is 1 times 1 is 1. That's a positive 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. Equals 1/3 times 6 is
2x.
2. Yeah, we got 2 again. 2 times 1 is 2x. Pretty good. What's next?
And subtract 4.
Subtract what?
4.
Good. What do you do to one side? Do you do the other side? That created 0, and we're left with 1 equals.
Negative 2.
Good. What's next?
Divide.
Good. Divide by what?
Negative 2.
Divide by negative 2. We good with that? Okay, so that created 1x equals what?
Negative 4.
Negative 1/2. You got negative 0.5. That's the same thing. Are we okay with that? Questions? We're good? All right. Now I want you to try C with your table. All right. So 12. Again, if you want to put the 1 right there, there is 1x. So 12 times 1/2 x is half of 12 is 6x. Good. 12 times 5/3. That left you with 4. 4 times 5 is positive 20. 5/4 times 12 is
15.
good, because 3 times 5x is 15x. And then we have 12 times a negative 4/3.
Negative 16.
Good, and then put this with 4. You got it. 4 times 4, 16. Very good. What's our next step?
You get rid of 6x by subtraction.
Good. Subtract 6x. What you do to one side, do to the other side. Which is the opposite operation. So that gave us a 0 pair. So we're left with 20 equals 15 minus 6x. Good. 9x is left. Minus 16. What's our next step on our 2-step equation now? Anyway. You got it. Add 16 to both sides. We're combining our constants. I created a 0 pair over here, so we're left with 9x. 20 plus 16 is
36.
All right, last step.
Divide by 9.
Good. That's 9 times x. We're going to divide by 9. 1x equals 4. You got questions? Yes.
On the calculator, I got 4, and then I tried to check it, and it said it was incorrect.
Look at equations with decimals as coefficients. Let's look at A. Okay, we can make them whole numbers, the decimals. How can we make it a whole number? How many digits are after our decimal? One. How can we make that a whole number? Yes, you're correct. We can move the decimal over to the right one time, right? That will create a whole number. What math is that? Uh-huh. Say that again. Times 10. Okay? So, if we're going to do that to the entire equation, we're going to distribute what? 10. You got it. That will move the decimal to the right one time. 2x times 10 is now 12x. You got it. 10 times 1 is 10. You got it. 8 tenths x times 10? Good. 8x. 3.4 times 10? 34. That's not bad, right? Okay? Now we're back to where we were yesterday and Friday. What's our first step? Good. We're going to subtract 8x. Okay? Subtract 8x on both sides. That created a 0 pair, so we're left with 34 equals what x minus 8x is? 4. You got it. 4x plus 10. Now we have a two-step equation. What's next? And isolating the variable.
Subtract 10.
You got it. Subtract 10 on both sides. We're left with 4x equals 24. Last step, y'all.
Divide.
You got it. Divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1x. And it's positive. 24 divided by 4 is 6. You got it. Questions? Okay. I want you to do B with your table, but look at the decimals. How many digits are behind the decimals? 2. What about this one over here, though?
1.
It's 1, okay? But we still want to multiply by what to make them all whole numbers? 100. Good. I'll get you started. Finish with your table. Solve for the variable. 100 times 2.48. 248. Okay. What number is that? Good. This is a negative 1x. So what is 100 times negative 1x? Negative 100x. 100 times 1.04 is 104. 100 times 2/10 x is 20x. Did you get that? Questions on distributing by 100? We're good? Okay. What's next? Let's combine our coefficients. That's what the x variable.
You add 100 to both sides.
Good. We can do that. So that creates 0, right? So now we're left with 248 equals 104 plus 120x. Are we good with that? Okay. 20 is our greater coefficient, right? Than negative 100. Okay. What's next? This is a two-step equation.
Subtract 104.
Good. Subtract 104. Creates a 0 pair, so we're left with 120x equals. Is that right? Now what? Good. Divide by 120. So what did you get? 144 divided by 120 in your calculator, and hit yellow enter. Control enter, what do you get? Did y'all get 12?
I got 1.2. Me too. I got
Yeah,
1.2?
Oh,
this is
Yeah, 1.2.
Alright, this is a half sheet homework for practice. Tomorrow, we will continue practicing solving equations with rational coefficients. And Friday is your quiz on equations, okay?